Welcome everyone to the Onward VR Master League. I am your host Monorchid, and I'm joined today by my co-caster Hutcho.
What's going on, everybody? It's Hutcho
Hey.
here. Great to see you again.
It's awesome to have you with me today. We'll be bringing Blaze versus Raptors in Season 11, Week 14, isn't it?
Yeah, week 14. That's exactly right.
It's been a while, huh?
It has. I mean, people have been looking forward to this match, dude. Have you seen how many upvotes there were on the VRML page for this one? I think it was about 20 or so.
And it just came on today. I just saw so much talk, so much hype for this match. I would love to have just jumped in and casted it, and thanks to you, we'll be able to get this game in the air so people can watch it, view this onward goodness from these two teams going against each other. And what a matchup this is going to be, too. I think that Raptors versus Blaze is an excellent matchup. Two very good teams, very fun to watch as well, I might add, just duking it out with each other.
That's right. Very fast-paced action can come from both teams, but they've both got extremely accurate sharpshooters as well. We've got the Blaze currently in 6th position on the US ladder, Diamond rank, going up against Raptors first on the US ladder in the Master rank, 6 picks to 26 respectively. So we've got strong favorites in Raptors, but I reckon Blaze is going to give them a run for their money. That's for sure.
I think so too, and I mean Blaze has a lot to gain on this one. If they're able to beat Raptors, they're gonna jump in MMR and really solidify their place in the ladder. So pretty exciting game here, a lot on the line. Let's jump on over to the bans. What do we got today?
Blaze has banned Quarantine, which is a very interesting pick from them. Raptors have a pretty good record on Quarantine, so once again playing into the other team's offense, trying to get rid of that strong map of theirs. And Raptors has banned USS Quest, possibly because they don't have super amounts of experience on it, possibly because they just don't like it. But Quarantine and Quest, both out of the context for today.
I think they're pretty good bans from both of these teams. I think like USS Quest is a map that a lot of teams end up banning, or they end up like playing every single time. It's a new map. You'll need new strategies, and a lot of teams just didn't really take the time to make those strategies. So I can definitely see the merit in that ban. And Quarantine, just so many objectives, just a weird one. All in all, and I think just Raptors in general are just very good on it too. So good bans both ways.
That's right. I think we're going to see some pretty decent maps. We've got like a bunch like Cargo, Suburbia, Bazaar, Subway, Downfall. They're all still in the pool up for contention. So I'm excited to see any one of those maps. Both teams have pretty decent win percentages on all of them as well. So yeah. Can't wait to jump into the action. Yeah,
and Raptors have a lot to deal with here. Blaze just coming off of that win against 404, wasn't it?
I believe so. I missed it, but I believe so. Give me a quick second. I'll just jump over and have a look, double check on that.
Yeah, I don't believe it was actually casted. I believe Naoko was casting from his first-person perspective, giving us a glimpse.
They beat 404 with a scoreline of 10-10, so it was an insanely tight game too. Very, very big momentum shift for them there, and then also taking down Cold Steel 12-2 after that game on the Thursday just passed. So Blaze on a bit of a streak here, 4 wins in a row.
You're gonna have to see if that momentum can carry them.
Momentum.
Yeah. same thought. Let's get in the game here. We're just about to get ready. We have both teams fully in the lobby, and we're actually going to be jumping into Cargo for our first map. This is not a map that I'm surprised to see. Blaze are very good at this one. It plays into their style, and I think that they can take, or they feel that they can take Raptors on this one.
Yeah, the interesting pick. Blaze have got a 60% win rate on Cargo, but Raptors, I think they've played it a total of 4 or 5 times, and they've got a 100% win rate. So, yeah, very, very strong map for both teams here. It's going to be some insanely fast-paced action to start off the day. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that there's a bit of truth to stats, but there's also this kind of gray area where it's like which teams you're facing. They have different strategies and ways to play the game, and Blaze might feel that their strategy is the way you beat Raptors, and if they can do that, it'll just show how good they are on the map. So I'm not doubting this choice at all from them, and I think we're gonna see some explosive gameplay. Something that we've all grown very much accustomed to on a map like Cargo.
That's exactly right. And we're starting off with that new objective too. Let's just go over who's playing today, shall we? We've got Prefontaine, Naoko, Zero, Paskin. Is that how you say his name?
Pasquin? Paskin? I don't know. I'm sure Chad will let us
know. We're talking about. So that's over on the Blaze side, Kitten Mittens rounding off that squad, and over on Raptor side we've got Tiger Striker, Distorted, Rypic, FG Soldiers, and VR Marksman going to be battling it out here today.
2 very strong teams, very strong individual players as well, and I think this is some of their most I don't know, what do they call it, starter lineups from both of these teams?
Yeah, like the starting 5 kind of thing. They're who we see most often playing for these teams, that's for sure.
Yeah, I believe only Tiger Striker is the only one I don't see as often, but we all know how freaking awesome Tiger Striker can be. Very good player, so not surprised to see him here today. And that's kind of what's nice about having a team that's more than 5, because when you don't have availability, real life gets in the way. You have additional players to assist you and join in and help out the team when you can't. So
here we go, jumping straight into the action. Round number 1, week 14, Blaze versus Raptors. I cannot wait.
Let's get on in and see what happens here. Let loose the dogs of war. Some smoke's already coming out here. Early smokes right off the bat. Make sure that cross is completely concealed as best as possible. Rypic already taking fire. Some blood coming down. Tiger Striker taking the position on the barrels here. Naoko getting a quick hold right in the middle. No contest from the likes of Raptors, which is an interesting choice there.
Oh no.
Oh no. He will be able to get revived though.
FG Soldiers in a good position to catch Prefontaine and Paskin coming around this western wall.
One going down to Rypic. He's really out there. He's flanking in and behind. Kittenman's not quite getting an angle on him, but wow, what he did a lot of damage there. Soldiers getting taken out there as he tried to throw a flash around the corner. Blaze doing a wonderful job of actually just, for the most part, just staying really passive there, letting them come to them, playing cautious, and getting a lot of those picks.
Ooh, Marksman nailing a nice shot down there from the northwest corner, taking out Prefontaine's teammate right in front of him. There's a 2v3 situation now, but Blaze bringing it back to a 2v2 with a nice shot onto Tiger Striker over at Barrels.
Still only down though. He will be able to give those call outs from that position, and actually gonna get the revive on just as Kitten Mittens gets taken out by Marksman, and just like that, Raptors will take round number 1.
Oh man, it's so hard to hold, to push through that defense when you've got that huge crossfire from Barrels and then over there at the northwest building, isn't it? It's just a big encirculation of death if you're trying to cross anywhere near objective while the defense are in those positions.
Right, yeah, and I really liked the start of that one. Blaze doing a great job of just staying measured, but the damage of that flank was quite brutal. He was able to get 2 there before getting taken out and completely stopping the momentum of that attack. And then the rest of the attack kind of seemed just a little disjointed. They weren't really attacking at the same times together and pressuring those power positions like barrels in such a way that they were able to get the ahead on that one. But that was only round 1. We're gonna have to see what Blaze will be able to bring in these further rounds coming up here, and this is a great one for either team, honestly, depending on how you play it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Blaze defend here. As we saw Raptors right pick, he got super aggressive, got around behind the offense, and was able to take down 1 before getting swept up from Kit and Mittens, who was holding back a little bit further. But it was a great action to see someone get in behind the offense there. It's high risk, high reward plays. They're so entertaining to watch.
Absolutely, you are not wrong there in the slightest. But no time for that, as we're going to be jumping into the next round in a minute here. Already biting at the bit here. They're running up against the wall, just ready to go at them and give them what for.
That's right. What round are we in now? Number 2, right?
We are on round number 2. And a few seconds left here. Smoke's coming out from the likes of Raptors, but not very effective. Landed just a tad short here. Kitten Mittens trying to stop the crosses here. Not able to really stop either of those, but he did get to identify for the rest of his team, which is valuable information. Knowing is half the battle.
Naoko pushed up into the center buildings here, waiting to catch anyone coming through off guard with a very forward position.
Are you surprised to see that from Naoko?
Honestly, I'm surprised he's not holding a pistol.
Touche, sir.
He may catch Marksman peeking around the corner here, takes some shots, unable to connect. Marksman dips behind the boxes for cover, and man. Naoko swings out the doorway at a different angle and taking Marksman by surprise, gets the first pick of the round.
It was hard to follow him. He's just so quick going through those doorways there. It's see what Soldiers does here. Some utility coming from him. Frag over the wall, trying to catch Kitten Mittens or someone at barrels. Maybe not quite able to do so. Right pick, getting a pick onto 0. Meanwhile, Naoko continues to rotate in the middle there, but getting taken out by Tiger Striker. You see a pretty similar game plan from Raptors as we saw from Blaze. They are just kind of holding back, trying to get those picks on any of those aggressive rotations. And, well, it did cost them at the beginning. It has been working out there for them.
That's right. They got 6 minutes to work with, remember. In Cargo, I think in 6 minutes you could run around the entire map about 5 times.
5 times? I think you do more than that.
Definitely plenty of time to work with. I think playing it slow and clearing every angle thoroughly is a good strategy to go with. The problem with doing that, though, once you clear an angle and take enough time to clear the next, you leave that open for rotations into angles you've already cleared, which can definitely catch you off guard as the offense gets nailed down. We're in a 1 versus 1, Prefontaine and Soldiers.
What just happened? Everyone's dead.
You talk for too long on Cargo and you miss everything.
Man, yeah, they just kind of ran through there. Prefontaine cleaning up right there at the end. And now, getting into combat with Soldiers, trying to duke it out here. And a kind of a game of wits here. Prefontaine catching a glimpse of Soldiers, and Soldiers also catching him or seeing him as he passed by there. Now Prefontaine forced to rotate again to just try and get the upper hand on Soldiers, to not let him come around and get him from the back, and also not get capped on. So in all honesty, Prefontaine is kind of in the worst spot here, I'd say.
That's right. You can really see the similarities in the games of Prefontaine and Soldiers here. They're both shooting and then rotating at exactly the same time. They know how each other are going to play, and they're catching each other off guard when they're trying to get the upper hand. But Prefontaine, just watching the exact right angle, assuming that Soldiers is going to come that way, it could have gone really bad if he came through the other side of the map. But it just works out for him this time. Blaze taking the second round. It's 1-1.
What a amazing round there. Raptors really looked like they had it there quite out the beginning. They had the 2 picks. They had an excellent battle line going forward. And all it took was that one, I think it was Prefontaine kind of in the side. I didn't even quite catch exactly what happened because it was so darn quick.
Yeah, Prefontaine, so he was tucked behind the crates. He saw a glimpse of, who was it? Soldiers running over towards the west side of the map near the tunnel. He rotated back to site. Soldiers seeing that rotation, he opted to go the other side of the map, and Prefontaine, he was one step ahead in the mind games. He knew Soldiers was going to rotate back once he was spotted out going towards tunnel, and he posted up watching the east side of the map, catching Soldiers as soon as he exposed his body outside the east red containers at the middle.
Right. Good round from both of these teams, and those 1v1s, man, they're quite the nail biters. You never know how it's gonna go, man. It's crazy.
God, I love these midweek, like early week matches. It's so good not having everything all stacked up on the weekend. You can spread out the awesomeness over the entire week. What do you reckon of a Monday match?
I love it, and you know what? They're getting casted today. That's kind of an interesting happenstance, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Luckily the times coincide, hey?
Yeah.
Happy to bring it to you guys.
I mean, when everyone else is playing their matches on the weekend, what do you expect? But anyways, right pick here, getting some pre-fire right off the start, getting quite up there. He's in a position to maybe catch Zero or Kitten Mittens as a cross, or maybe even Pasquin. And there he goes. He just gets it. Now Zero is going to try and hunt him down.
Through as well. Oh, what a shot.
Right pick going down here. Naoko in a great position to maybe catch anybody that tries to rotate out, but we're probably not going to see that from these defenders. They're pretty tucked in, but Naoko does have control of a large portion of the map, allowing his teams to push forward, just kind of reduce the amount of places that they could be. That's a big part of the game as well. And just kind of knowing where they are, maybe getting some utility. Some grenades would be great to get rid of Tiger Striker here, prone under the door. Maybe identify where Distorted are, or Soldiers. A lot of possibilities here.
Yeah, we saw Tiger Striker getting a kill from under that door all the way over to the east middle containers there. That's a very hard position to spot out for the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretty cheeky-breaky spots for these defenders to take. You got to be really careful on approach, otherwise you're going to get caught out. Some utility being deployed. Smoke in the red container. If this was soccer, he'd be doing really well, but that smoke maybe just a little bit off. Maybe wanted a little bit more to the right to catch a bit more of that rotation there. Maybe even partially blind Soldiers, but you couldn't know that Soldiers is necessarily there either. So,
but another smoke come all the way over in the same corner of the map. A little bit too much juice on that one.
Getting Mittens starts to push forward here, checking the grenade corner, trying to catch anybody sitting there, just cutting the pie, as it were, making sure that he's clearing himself as he goes forward. That way, when he does push forward towards this main defense on the objective, you can keep it clear. But just like that, Soldiers will be identified, throwing some utility, and Tiger Striker getting Naoko. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, wow. Tiger Striker saving the life of Soldiers.
Refrags. That was so needed for Tiger Striker right there. He can get the res. Marksman looks like he's going to move over to it as that rotating player in the back. We've got a 3.5 versus 1 on our hands here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Kitten Mittens getting surrounded here. He just cannot hold out against 4 defenders, all gunning for him, and in such a small place. It's a tough one.
Man, yeah, it all happened so fast once again. Naoko, you see there's one player on each team that gets really aggressive straight off the bat. We saw Naoko run straight through the center blue rooms there. And who was it? Was it Rypic who ran straight through the eastern room? Both of them getting a kill straight off the bat, but then unable to really do much more as the teams identify their locations and lock it down. Raptors having a really strong defense here.
Absolutely, yeah. They were tough to dislodge. And the utility, sadly, was just a little bit off, kind of hindering them. And another way to think about it is, like, they didn't actually know where a lot of the defenders necessarily were. They were just kind of smoking very common spots, like that grenade corner. And unfortunately, no one was really there, so that utility wasn't helpful to them. But that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. I really liked Tiger Striker's spot laying down under the door of the red container, right by objective. He had such a good line of sight, picking up 2 kills in 2 different directions there. Turns out very strong for his team.
Yeah, and it's hard to identify. Once you're looking at it, he sees you and he's shooting you. As long as he can stay defended from the side, it's a very powerful position, that's for sure.
Tiger must live in a ditch, right? Because I always see him picking the most narrowest, like, prone angles ever. he's the player that gets low no matter what. So we jump in. It's round number 4.
Let's do it. See what Raptors brings for us here on this round. Nice battle line moving forward. Rypic, though, about to get into a bit of a confrontation, immediately going down to an excellent shot from Prefontaine. Naoko also getting a pickup on Marksman, and a brutal start for this team.
The defense has just switched completely. They were playing passive the first couple of rounds, and now look at them. They had 3 people in the center building straight off the bat. Prefontaine even pushing further forward, trying to catch them off guard, and it seems to have been working so far.
Yeah, I think he's in a great position. If he doesn't get caught up by Tiger Striker here, just narrowly missing that Prefontaine was right around the corner. Oh boy. Zero might get into confrontation with Soldiers here, who's sitting on the body of the late Rypic, immediately taken out by a million bullets.
But a nice spread offense. They've split up a little bit. Oh, Tiger, though, able to get the kill on Prefontaine, predicting his location. Can Zero get the refrag here?
It doesn't even look like Zero's responding to this at all. Distorted pushing up, getting into confrontation with Pasquin, and Distorted is down just like that. Pasquin will move up, try to get into a bit more of a different position so he doesn't get fragged. Does get flashed, yeah, but will we see any follow-up? That's the question.
Would have been much more helpful if that flash came out while Distorted was pushing out of the tunnel. Unfortunately, the timing just wasn't there this time, as Zero takes down Soldiers on the other side of the map.
Now Tiger Striker is going to have to try and hunt Zero, as they are both aware of each other, but on opposite sides. And it's going to be tough for Tiger Striker, as Zero has support, or did have support from Kitten Mittens, who is rotating here and there, just trying to get a shot onto Tiger Striker, maybe as he rotates. But Zero going on the offense here, able to pick up Tiger Striker in an excellent aggressive rotation there, giving them another point on the board.
I love those tight angles where they run around, appear right in front of each other.
And they're like, oh, hello.
Peekaboo. Great defense there, once again from Blaze. With 2-2, this is living up to expectations now. Very neck and neck game. It's one on the defensive rounds.
Yeah, so I don't think Rypick was really ready for that push-up that we saw from the likes of Blaze. They had everybody pushing those center buildings for the most part, like 3 players, I think. And he just got eviscerated right there in the boxes. He was hoping to catch anybody out, but they were so quick that he wasn't ready for him.
Yeah, just got overwhelmed seeing so many players all at once, I think. And it was a very, very interesting tactic because the prior rounds, they played very passive, only had one person, if that, push forward and play for the map control. But this time they're like, okay, this is our half of the map and you're not coming in.
I definitely have to agree with you there. The switching up of tactics completely putting Raptors off guard, and I think that's what they're going for. They're known as an aggressive team, but they can play cautiously when they need to, and they can switch back at a flip of a dime.
Yeah, and if they do switch back and start playing passively, just that one round of the aggressiveness is going to force Raptors to check every single corner maliciously every single time. You know, it's really going to put a question mark in the Raptors' offense from now on.
It definitely allows them to control the tempo, and that's what you need in a game of Onward. It's a game all about tempo, about that kind of map control and your strategies and teamwork. Reaction times is very important, but it's hardly the most important, I'd say.
That's right. We're jumping into the next round. We see Tiger Striker take that same position underneath the door of the red container by objective. And look at this. We've got 3 Raptors stacked up in this warehouse number 2.
That's an interesting strategy. Having those 2, you can watch somewhat of the center here. You got the far cross, and then you got Rypick just on the outside watching the rest of this approach over on the east side of the map. And it's a pretty strong defense. It allows you to kind of control when the engagement happens, and I think Raptors here just trying to pull back a little bit, change how they're dealing with this Blaze offense. Let them take control of the center, but fight them in the openings.
Exactly right.
One's in center crates.
Here comes some utility now. Flashbang not quite going to connect from Naoko, but it's going to clear his path into that center diamond there. He's pushing
Naoko
way
rushing
up.
across. Wow, he made it across. And then he picks up
Takes down
Distorted.
too. He's
What
in the
is
building.
happening? Tiger Striker
takes
getting
down
a team
Marks.
kill.
Oh, the team kill. Tiger able to clean it up at the end. Thankfully, he's the last alive now after that team kill. Naoko just caused a big ruckus for the Raptors defense. This could be the changing point, the first Marsok round. It's a 1 versus 3.
Wow. That was a crazy exchange. Oh, Tiger Striker getting taken out by a very cautious Kitten Mittens. Excellent move from him. Picking them a win and putting them in the ascendant here. They just need one more point.
Man, the way Naoko moved then was incredible. He was just weaving, ducking, weaving through lasers, able to make it all the way up to that northwest building by objective, just caused complete havoc. A team kill comes out over in that warehouse number 2 where there was 3 players stacked up for the Raptors. And yeah, Tiger Striker able to swing while he was on the floor, luckily stopping Naoko getting any closer, but it was just him left alone. Absolutely insane play for the Marsok Blaze team that last round.
I tell you what, that cross was that was a tough one. There was a very good chance of him just dying on that one, but I think he knew. That's kind of Blaze's MMO. They know how to create chaos and then take advantage of it. And not only that, he made it across, but then instead of just continuing onward like anyone else would expect, where they could come up from behind, get those kills on a player like Tiger Striker, or any of those players kind of sitting in the back line, he decided to re-peek, which was not expected, got him that kill on Distorted, and then he made that rotation, again in all that confusion. And he was able to get just a boatload of kills, and I think there was a big reason why that team kill came out. There was just so much chaos on the map at that time.
And the rest of the Blaze squad also contributing. They didn't stop moving up bit by bit through the center of the map, taking that map control, while all of the vision from the Raptors was focused on Naoko. So they just took all of those really strong positions and ended up having an easy 1 versus 3 at the end.
Let's jump into the next round here. Not no caps yet, but to be honest, capping on cargo often very difficult. I'm sure we'll see one this game, and let's see what these teams bring. A lot of pre-fire into smoke, that's for sure. No smokes allowed.
So we see once more Blaze taking a very forward defense. Raptors ready for it this time, not pushing anyone up, able to get the first pick off of the round.
Zero been taking this same position in one of these center buildings here, just trying to catch anybody crossing or maybe anyone coming into the building as they come through, and it's been pretty effective for him through this series. Able to get those pickups, get a really good call-outs as well. Able to give that precursor to the main assault, giving the rest of his team some time to reposition and fight off the attackers.
That's right. Look how disciplined. Sorry, not disciplined. Look how nervous the Raptors look after that last aggressive defense. They're waiting. They're using all of the time they have now to see if anyone's going to push through and try and catch them off guard before they attempt to move forward. The mind games worked out really well for Blaze.
Ooh, distorted. Distorted, just narrowly missing Zero there, shooting through the crack of this container, forcing Zero to pull back as it is a disadvantageous combat for him.
Rypig's taking up that angle, trying to catch him off guard as well.
Zero is kind of stuck. Tiger Striker putting suppressing fire will cut him in half if he moves forward. Oh, but
Naoko though.
Naoko,
He's helping his teammate out.
Comes around, grabs soldiers as well. He could have grabbed Rypig there, but pulled back. Marksman trying to fight him off here, but Naoko just doing such a good job of creating that chaos.
He's making his presence known and then hiding and making Raptors have to deal with that presence. It's just killing the clock. If you look at this, we're down to 3 minutes 40 seconds left. There's only one defensive player in Naoko, but Raptors are spawn locked right now. They don't know where he is.
They're all like milling around in the back. They're afraid to move forward. Naoko could be around any corner. Naoko, the master of ambushes. In fact, they're kind of just talking. Yeah, they kind of have this group meeting happening back at spawn.
Right now they've decided they're going to hunt for Naoko. Naoko swings, trades with Marksman, but Marksman will be revivable now. That's the end of the Naoko threat, but they don't know if the remaining two defensive players have pushed up to that center or they're holding back on the objective. It's Raptors now once more only have half a round to check every angle all over again.
Tune in next match.
Oh, whoops.
Happens, everybody. Oh my, the laser though from Kitten Mittens was raking over them as they got out of there. That almost was worse than it looked. But I was about to say, like, we've all had those moments where your controllers, you got to remember this isn't real life or anything. These players are using controllers on their hands that aren't necessarily...
That was an insane frag grenade from Distorted. He threw it up out of that warehouse door, straight over the container door, landed directly on top of the defensive player.
Unfortunately, I missed that one. Ooh, Kitten Mittens downing Distorted.
Refrag, though.
But Rypig is in position to cap here. Kitten Mittens is going to have to try and get in here to stop him.
Totally unaware.
See him? Oh my!
Blaze takes the round. No way! That was seconds away from a Raptors victory there.
Let's see. I don't know if
Oh,
I got that in time. Oh man, Kitten Mittens coming in clutch.
oh, that was so close, man. He's gonna be kicking himself after that one. I don't know
What
if
are
he
you
had to check the
feeling?
code beforehand, but oh, that was an insane, insane clutch from Kitten there. The 3v1 at the end.
How do you feel right now if you're Kittens?
Oh, honestly, my hands would be shaking. Spotting a raptor out there when you're not aware of it, it's like, how have I not already lost? Raptors are renowned for their fast capping times, and I cannot believe we didn't see one come out just there.
Yeah, that was an absolutely crazy end there. Almost a cap. I'm sure he was just a digit or less away from putting in that code and bringing it back for Raptors on map 1. But instead, Blaze taking the first map, a shot across the bow, as it were, as Raptors are now scrambling to just come back and deal with this. But going into map 2, a map that Raptors feel very confident on. I think that they're going to feel pretty good about facing Blaze on this one. And that's Downfall.
Yes, they've picked Downfall, 67% win rate for Raptors on Downfall. Sorry, 73 compared to a Blazers 65%. They've both played this map plenty of times. Raptors definitely very comfortable with their sharpshooters in this one.
Definitely so, but interestingly enough, they're missing Def Redux, who is kind of their secondary sniper with a 4x. So I'm interested to see how that goes down, as Tiger Striker I think is more of a brawler type of player, which can work on Downfall, don't get me wrong, but those sharpshooters are just absolutely deadly to have, and every one that you have on the map at a time can be just so much more invaluable. Really cut the angles down, look through those windows, catch those players just, you know, sticking in the back and barely exposing themselves as they cover those huge swaths of the map, you know, in those defenders like in White House or the dumpster buildings. But let's jump into this next round here. And speaking of dumpster buildings, this is what we have for our first objective.
That's right. This one is very capable on if you can take control of that West Road or the South Valley. You know, you pick off the defenders as you come across them, and it's very there's a lot of routes you can sneak down towards that objective in. So we've got to have a strong defense from Blaze here, watching all the angles. They've checked the quick spawn, identified that no one's coming from that direction, so now they're going to switch their focus over towards the east side of the map.
The Zero crossing over to the hotel barely made it. He was spotted twice, but not able to. It was just too late of a spot to try and catch him, and now he's taken residence in that center hotel, a powerful position. But knowing that he's there will give Raptors an opportunity to try and pick him off there, knowing that they're going to have someone to deal with.
Got Tiger Striker moved over towards the Western Road, while if we take a look at the map, we've got one in the North Hotel, one pushing down the upper red truck buildings, and two over to the southeast side near the Marsoc Tower and Marsoc Twin buildings. So we've got a nice encirculation here from the Raptors offense. They're going to be scanning all the windows, seeing what they can find.
All the windows, he says, and that's very true. This is a map about very strong defensive locations and very dark and hard to see through windows. No matter if you're on the Quest headset, on Index, or any of the others, it doesn't really matter. They're all very difficult to see through. So these players have a lot to deal with here. Distorted, though, getting a nice pickup on Naoko.
Naoko hiding out on that southwest road red truck, not quite covered from the east spawn, gets taken down. and that's going to cause a little bit of chaos, as Prefontaine is currently the only one watching towards the south.
A little bit of chaos. I mean, it is downfall after all. Tiger Striker here nearly getting his head taken off by the likes of Pasquin in the lower dumpster building. Got some shots on there. And
Ooh.
Zero from the hotel able to get a pick. Rypick getting Pasquin as well from that second story and ending that threat. Distorted now from the Marsoc buildings, trying to put shots down towards Zero, but not quite able to connect. An interesting position you don't normally see as well from Zero, which I think helped him out there in that engagement.
That's definitely correct. I think Kitten Mittens may be in a little bit of danger here, as we see soldiers pushing down the South Valley, going to get an angle into the back of that hut very shortly.
That said, though, Kitten Mittens is pretty tucked into that building. It'll take a lot to catch him out there. Rypick getting Zero in the center hotel there. Cutting down this Blaze defense one at a time. It's getting pretty tenuous.
Ooh, we've got Tiger Striker. You know what he's doing. He's in his little ditch crawling up the Western Road again.
Tiger Striker, the little brown boy. It's going to get him.
What a beautiful smoke. Look at that smoke cutting off Kitten Mittens' view.
That song
Kitten
didn't
Mittens
really
has
work,
to
by the way.
rotate out into soldiers in the South Valley.
That's a good play. Getting that defender to get antsy and expose himself. Prefontaine not able to figure out where the fire is coming from. Soldiers able to get yet another pickup, and Raptors will take round number 1.
That could have very easily been a cap there if they had an accurate kill count straight off the bat. Tiger was on the objective when that last kill came out, but they'll take 1 point over nothing. That's for sure. Raptors taking the lead of this map too.
F for Tiger Striker. Getting all the way to objective, ready to cap it, and shut down by that early kill. But you never know. Like you were saying, when your kill count isn't necessarily on point, trades, quick refrags, stuff like that can put some confusion in the kill count. And they probably thought there was at least one more player up somewhere. And that's just how it ends.
Especially when shooting through these windows, like that pick onto Pasquin from Rypick at the second story lower dumpster building. Like, they may have seen the bullets connect, but you don't know if that player's downed and revivable or not, so it's very hard to determine what is and isn't a kill on this map.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those kind of things where when the round ends, you're like, oh, I killed someone?
Yeah. You see the little
yeah.
red skulls pop up and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm awesome.
Yeah, I killed him somewhere. I couldn't really tell you where. But, it happened, so hell yeah.
Here we go into round number 2.
How do you suspect Blaze will approach this one?
Well, considering that they've just got the quick spawn for this map, they've all able to manage being spotted out by going prone at the start of the round. They're going to, I feel like they're going to rush and try and take that center hotel control.
I shouldn't ask then. That was too easy. Wanted to give you a challenge. Don't worry, we'll come up with something.
They don't seem to be getting too aggressive with it though. Zero taking position at the Hilo bungalow, allowing Rypick to get up on the roof of the center hotel. Hopefully not caught off guard here from the quick spawn.
Man, this is a tough one. All the Raptors have gotten to the positions that they want to get in. I'm not feeling good about this one. I don't know about you, but White House has been taken. Marsoc Darkroom has been taken.
Yeah, that's huge.
Oof, this is a tough one from this team.
The thing about the quick spawn is if you don't take that early map control from your advantageous spawn location, and they figure out that you didn't spawn on the east, you're kind of locked into that northwest corner of the map, and it's very hard to move anywhere without being spotted out. As we see the lasers all across the map from the Raptors team, covering every angle. This is going to be a very tricky one. We'll see what Blaze can come up with.
Naoko might have a shot here under the likes of Marksman, just putting his gun down range, but not quite able to get a vision on him. Meanwhile, Distorted picks up Pasquin. Shots coming down from Naoko. Gets the call out as well, but not able to get that kill. But information, also very good. But Distorted, again, up in that dark room is going to be very, very strong. Kitten Mittens just barely missing getting taken out by the likes of Distorted, who has just such a strong angle, and any players rotating down there are very, very viewable.
I think Distorted definitely called out Kittens there, right? Peeking up over the top of the center hotel roof, shooting Kitten straight through the window. They've definitely isolated what spawn they have now on the Raptors side. Already down to a 5 versus 2. They weren't able to get out. This is going to be very tough for Prefontaine and Naoko, who are still trapped in their spawn.
What do you do now? What do you do now if you're Blaze?
I mean, play for Pika's advantage and try and win a gunfight, I guess.
Peeker's advantage when there's like 5 windows to pick.
Yeah.
Good going down. Prefontaine trying to stop him, but the sharp-eyed sharpshooting from the likes of Marksman will put him down. And Raptors pick up another point.
That was insane defense set up there. Just getting there uncontested to all of their positions. Like, you can't have Raptors doing that. That's going to put the hurt on you 6 days out the week.
Yeah, it was an interesting play. I think they were trying to kind of confuse them and then kind of just surge forward maybe all at the same time after getting a pick. But that pick never materialized. They were just trying to find anybody, but they weren't able to. Those windows are very, very hard to engage. And when you do try and engage them, it's usually on their turf. You're usually out in the open or have minimal cover. You're exposed to other angles. This is a map of a puzzle, if it were. You got to put all the pieces together, and you have to put them in at a certain amount of time and in a certain way. Otherwise, you just all die. I guess it's not really like a puzzle then, or like a regular puzzle anyway. Then a little bit higher stakes, huh?
Unless you're watching a Saw movie, it's a different kind of puzzle. That's
Oh
for sure.
boy, yeah. Okay, that's a little dark, even for my analogy, but alas, that's kind of how it is, you know.
Yeah, I think Blaze could have definitely tried to creep out through the north crater there and got a little bit more map control if they weren't going to push down West Road fast. But other than that, you know, once that Marsok North dark room was taken, it was kind of all over from there. As we see the same spawn for Blaze here now, except they're going to be playing defense on the Hilo Bungalow objective. It's going to be the new one that's out the northwest side of the building, so they need to have a strong emphasis on that eastern doorway to that building to stop any sneaky caps coming out here.
You are not wrong there. Interesting choice from Pasquin. He's actually got I think a pistol with a flashlight, something you see on like Subway. But not so much downfall, but could be an interesting one here. Maybe stop the capper for a split second, giving them an opportunity to try and stop them. Naoko going very aggressive, just trying to take one of these center bungalows here, and I think he's going to get it. No one's catching him moving up, and no one's trying to stop him. So now he's in position. He could do a lot of damage from this building, catch them in the back or in the side. If they try and come down from towards the rock wall or onto the red truck. Pretty brutal, I do have to say. And
it's definitely a great position for Naoko. Very forward, as we've seen him play on cargo, but especially on downfall, when you're not expecting a location like this, it's so easy to get shot in the back as you push past that position.
I get really sad when people take that one. Even when you know they're there, it's so hard to fight them off. But Marksman actually in a position to shoot Zero if he can spot him. And Zero is taking the same position he has in the past here, so Marksman might catch up on this one once he starts scanning towards the center hotel.
Yeah, it's a very, very dangerous position to be in for Zero right there. He is hiding behind the window, but it's very exposed. You peek your head out the wrong direction and you can catch a bullet very quickly. Oh, we nearly saw that right there from Tiger Striker.
Look at Zero. He put his face to the floor. Naoko getting his first pickup from the north bungalow there, but they know where he is. But that's okay. He could just sit there and be the biggest roadblock of their lives. They're all so worried about him now, and there's not much they can do.
That's right. Sometimes not even getting a kill, just staying alive can be a bigger detriment to the offense when you're in a position like this, because they have to focus on you. If they don't focus on you, they are going to get shot. But at the same time, while they're focusing on you, it allows your team to get into better positions, to take those angles that they forget about while you're there, just being a detriment. So it's a very, very strong position for Naoko, as we see the two dumpster players very, very careful about what they do from this point on.
Soldiers during that time, he's like, why'd you let him in there? Oh, Distorted running out there, nearly getting his head taken off from the likes of Prefontaine, sitting on the late ice cream truck, and now Distorted kind of shooting at different windows, just not quite sure where he is, and Zero might even get the pickup on him as he rotated to the roof of the center hotel. Not quite able to see Distorted there, but in a good position to catch him once he moves forward. But he's also in danger from several different angles from being up there.
Yeah, the only thing that saved Distorted from Zero there was that canopy outside lower dumpster, just blocking his line of sight. But that was a very, very strong peek from Zero, and he's going to cause a lot of havoc for these guys pushing up West Road, as Kitten Mittens takes down Tiger Striker from the basement of the Hilo 2-story.
That little ambush position can be very powerful, that's for sure. Look at them, though. They're stuck. They have Prefontaine guarding West Road and Naoko guarding pretty much everything else from that center bungalow, and they still got the likes of Kitten Mittens catching anybody that does move forward. Distorted going down to Zero, as we predicted from that center hotel, and Soldiers now having to pick up the pieces along with Marksman. Not much time left against a 5-man strong Blaze defense. Quite the turnaround from the last few rounds. Blaze showing a masterful collection, a masterful defense on this objective.
Yeah, very strong defense here. There's not really much that Marksmen and Soldiers can do as soon as they're exposing themselves on the west or on the east. Oh, as I say that, Marksman gets a beautiful shot onto Zero, allowing Soldiers to push up that West Road after the center hotel has been cleared. But they still need to deal with Naoko, who was just sitting and waiting.
I thought my instant replay was broke, but the maps, I mean, it just like blends in so well with the ground. Oh, man. Soldiers here, having that room to move, to breathe, a very powerful bit with only 50 seconds left. It's going to be tough. He knows Naoko could just catch him out as he moves forward, so he's forced to move this way, more along the west side of the center hotel. He's going to try and get some picks from up there, but he's not going to maybe see anybody. Maybe Kitten Mittens? Nope. Prefontaine, though, will take out Marksman as he tries to rotate on the west road. Soldiers going for that repeak, but not going to get it. Prefontaine keeping low. Some utility coming out, but it goes under the car. Will completely miss here. Prefontaine will be in a position to stop him, but Naoko, again, from that masterful position in the hotel, will get that pickup and clinch this round.
Yeah, very tough. The presence of Naoko on the east side there in the northern bungalow, forcing soldiers to have to play around the west side straight into Prefontaine's line of sight. The grenade could have been very effective. Unfortunately, had a little bit too much muscle behind it there, and overshot it. He, yeah, and then Naoko's position proving strong once again, picking up that final kill. It's very hard to deal with those players once they're in position, that's for sure, as we saw prior with the Raptors defense the last round.
Yeah, once they started losing players and they couldn't get those repicks either, Blaze for the most part pulling back, going into different positions, or just getting it more tucked into their positions, kind of completely stymied the Raptors. You could see Marksman trying so hard to get those repicks, to find where they were, use that scope to their advantage. But after so much time, he was only able to grab one. And it just wasn't enough to push through. And Naoko especially, no one able to take him out. Could not be ignored, but that was what it came down to. When you only have one in less than 30 seconds on the clock, you just got to go and you got to hope that they miss. But these players, they've been in VR for a lot of times, thousands of hours, and got that accuracy game on point.
Yeah, you can't play this game, especially at this top tier level in Diamond and Master teams, and hope that people miss shots. That can't be a viable strategy, that's for sure.
An interesting start. They've actually spotted out the defender, spawned Zero and Kitten Mittens, catching them there, and now they're going to try and push this to their advantage. Maybe push forward, catch some early picks, or at least knowing where they are, where they could be going.
See soldiers taking in position on the objective with Marksman and Target Striker posting up in the Hilo 2-story building, as the Marsoc players working their way through the red truck buildings.
It was a pretty typical start for both of these teams. Defenders getting a good lines on different angles, watching and being very, very tucked in. One player kind of roaming around objective, and a lot of attackers, again, like you said, being on that upper red truck building, building of safety and power for the Marsoc team to get those early picks. But not without danger either.
Prefontaine is taking a very, very unlikely route that we don't see very often.
It can be really powerful,
Way
but
up
he
here
doesn't
on
have
the
any
South
scope.
Hill.
No scope from him, though. So I hope he can see tiny pixels moving around. Asquin has moved up quite a bit as well, though, all the way up in the ravine, moving towards dumpsters. Very concerned about them, but luckily for him, no player will be there to stop his advance. He will be able to get in those positions, and if he can make it past the likes of Marksman, which would be very difficult, hopefully we'll see some utility, some smoke coming out for that cross. Being in that lower dumpster could be very powerful. Cut a lot of the map in half. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
it's a lot of setup going on right now for the offense. The red truck players are just waiting for their flank to come through and get eyes on some positions, allowing the northern Moor players to move forward. But at the moment, you know, Raptors are playing a very, very tight defense, whereas they're not exposing themselves at all, allowing them to just hold, kill the time until people push into their line of sight.
very powerful indeed. Naoko currently prone, trying to get shots onto anybody, maybe get a cheeky pickup. But like you said, everyone is just so tucked in. He will only see them when they want to see him.
That's right. I think the most exposed player for the Raptors right now would be Rypick in the South Brothel. May get spotted by Kitten if he makes the wrong move, but other than that, he's going to spot out Prefontaine on top of the mountain. Prefontaine has no cover to deal with.
He almost gets taken out
Does hit a
himself.
shot.
Up on the South Hill.
Prefontaine's like, go, man, I gotta go prone. I'm never getting up though. My knees can't take it. Just kidding. He's not old and weak.
Oh, Rypick hits a nice shot, spots Pasquin coming around the dumpster building while focused on the south towards Prefontaine. Takes him down, not out.
Meanwhile, this kind of more northern attack group has pushed up just a tad. Zero kind of in the center of the map here, trying to get any pickups onto some of these players. And I think correctly inferring that the center of the map is actually the least covered. Rypick is concentrated elsewhere on the South Hills in Prefontaine. Marksman watching across and won't be able to see him until he's already over and near the objective. Again, it's a tough one. Now Kitten Mittens putting fire down range, trying to catch the likes of Rypick, but not quite able to get him there. And now Rypick looking his way will be tough.
So I think Prefontaine's maneuvers did do its job. He unfortunately didn't survive the transition. It drew the attention of the Raptors enough for that middle map push to come through a little bit. So it did its job, but him going down has negated the pressure from the south. Now they've got 2 kills to the south, 1 more in Center Hotel right now. Naoko going down to Distorted. So they should be pretty comfortable about the south now. It's going to be tough for Blaze to recover from this one. Zero inside the Hilo.
Yeah.
Kitten.
Ow.
Oh, Zero just gets executed by Distorted and Rypick at the same time. Kitten Mittens last alive now in the lower red truck building.
His body flopped so violently that it hit my camera and pushed it away. That's just how badly, how many bullets hit him and sent him flying. Kitten Mittens might be able to catch out Tiger Striker here if he peeks just too much, but he doesn't have time. 5 defenders up. A tough objective to get to, but if I had to be anywhere for this approach, this is where I'd want to be. I would want to cross down towards Crater, miraculously shoot Tiger Striker before he kills me, and then push on and up towards objective and somehow not die. So a tough one there. Oh. Nice. The attempt was made, and now all the defenders are up and near objective. They were not going to let that cap happen, and you could see the fear though as they were all milling out and about near objective.
I think the time just it came upon Kitten Mittens when his or her watch beeped with 30 seconds remaining, realizing the situation at hand, pushed out and frantically tried to make something happen, but it was already too late. Unfortunately for Blaze, unable to take that Marsoc round. Raptors with a 3-1 lead now, going to be attacking for the map 2 win.
Very much a possibility, but we all know Downfall is a map where Volk have a pretty good advantage against the Marsoc team. So I think Blaze has the opportunity here to take this round and create some momentum, use that to energize the team and push forward. And we've seen what Blaze can do when everyone just gets in sync and just attacks unmercifully and just obliterates the enemy team. So we'll just have to see what they do here. I think if they're able to defend this one, this is one of the objectives they'd want to see, other than the East objective. As the East objective, I think, favors an attacking team a bit more, but of the more standard old objectives, this is the one they might want to see here.
That's right. We have seen very good defenses from both teams on this map. It's such a standard map choice in every game that all teams really have come up with great strategies to handle any offense. So Blaze can really get the momentum back here with some nice quick kills off the start. As we see Raptors spawn over in the northeast, they've got a long way to get to the objective.
Some last minute planning going on here. Some last minute changes here. Some quick Ooh, just missing Kitten Mittens moving into the building there, looking away just at the wrong moment here. Naoko taking up a position up in the Marsoc building, is able to get into Darkroom. One of the most powerful positions on this map and consistently across objectives, I would argue. Zero, maybe going to get aggressive and go for Center Hotel, a spot that we've seen him go very often and that he very much likes to be in. But maybe not. Maybe he'll just stick. Nope, not for Zero. Zero is going to move down West Road here. And he's going to have to move quick. Otherwise, Tiger Striker could catch him out there. But it looks like Tiger Striker quickly rotated off, and now he's going to move elsewhere.
Rypic nearly getting his head taken off there by Naoko in the Marsoc Darkroom. Tiger Striker and Rypic trapped behind this wall, not aware that Naoko rotated off and isn't looking anymore. Definitely slowed down the offense.
But they can't easily tell either because the windows are so hard to see in.
Yeah.
Oh, Naoko running out of ammo. They're not able to get the movement on the church from the likes of Distorted, but doing a good job of slowing them down and keeping them guessing at where he could be. That's kind of Naoko's MO. Oh. He tells us he's getting out of there, and as he says it, he takes fire as a lot of this attacking team is actually coming in from the east, and he might actually be able to get a good view on them. But let's jump right back over to the likes of Rypic and Tiger Striker, who have pushed up to the helicopter bungalow and are pushing towards Center Hotel. Rypic taking the excellent angle to avoid Zero's fire here, but Tiger Striker in the line of fire, and Zero will be able to take him out, and Rypic having to go alone on this offense.
Rypic's got to be very careful here. Zero can hear every move that he makes, so Zero's definitely going to be ready for Rypic. Rypic not quite sure where Zero is. He heard the gunshots, but his teammate died and wasn't able to relay the information, so he's got to check all of the angles as he pushes through the Center Hotel.
I'm a bit concerned about this defense. If Passwind goes down and some smokes and clever attack routes are deployed, Raptors could get the objective here. And I guess the Zero would also have to die.
Backpedaling as well a lot, realizing how many Raptors are coming around this east side. He's trying to find an ambush position that's not exposing himself, but it's very hard to do on downfall.
Never peek Marsoc.
Zero able to pick up Rypic as he approached. A tough attack in the Center Hotel. You never quite know where they are, and they have a strong position as you come up towards the stairs. But nonetheless, very good defense from Zero there. Very, very much a fan of that Center Hotel, as we've seen, and he knows how to play it, that's for sure.
Yeah, Zero did a really good job there, taking down the 2 West Road push from the Raptors. It's, like you said, it's very hard to know where they are inside that Center Hotel. You can hear footsteps. They could be on the roof. They could be, in the dark room downstairs in the kitchen. They could be anywhere. So Rypic had a lot of work to do. Just couldn't quite make it happen there. We'll see if the eastern approach from Raptors can yield any better results.
Naoko in a great defensive position. No one expects this, being on this broken wall. And he's kept quiet.
It's very interesting. Like, he was pushed up in a great spot of that dark room. He rotated back to the valley, spotted a few coming down the east, and he's rotated around into this spot. It could pay off if they don't check it, but it's also allowing the Raptors to get on top of that hill without running into him and spot past him. So it could give him a false sense of security up here until they spot him out when they run past. But his teammates are in danger of the Raptors seeing them. Oh, as I say that, Distorted gets dropped by Naoko as he stands up, reveals himself, and moves to a new location. Naoko doing a supreme job.
Look at him. He just rotates to another spot there. Soldiers could have peeked out and combated him there, but Naoko don't care. Naoko doing Naoko things. And he's now rotated to yet another position, keeping soldiers continuously guessing and ultimately just wasting time. Raptors running out of time. 50 seconds left on the clock, and they're worried about somebody who's directly behind them.
Marksman spots Prefontaine out, just able to get the kill before Prefontaine flicks over.
Oh!
Gets refragged by Kittens at the same time as Naoko cleans up soldiers in the Marsok buildings. Man, Naoko is just too hard to find. He's so slithery, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is. And man, he wasted all their time, and that's what you want. Downfall. I mean, Cargo is a map where the last minute can feel like ages. But when you have 60 seconds left on the clock on Downfall, you're in deep trouble.
That's for sure. I mean, even if Marksman was able to get down there, he only had about 50 seconds to go from this south cliff all the way to the objective. There was 3 defenders in between him and that, and Naoko was taking all of Soldier's time up in that Marsok South building. Just his presence once more. You don't have to be constantly having a gun battle. Let them know you're there. Make them aware of your location, and then they have to deal with you. And when you keep rotating at different little sneaky sabotage spots, you're just picking them off one by one, and it's working great for Naoko this series.
Yeah, Naoko has definitely perfected that skill. Befuddling even these master level players. You'd think that a strategy like this would be shut down, but he just knows the lines, the speed, and the tempo that he can take in order to get into those positions and get those peaks, get those kills without them even aware that it's about to happen. Really giving Blaze an upper hand in a lot of these situations here when Naoko can get into those positions. But all in all, the defense from Blaze was very, very good. And now we're going to have to see how they do on the attack, where Raptors have been very, very well when they've been Volk.
Realistically, if Blaze gets a cap here, the series is all over. It's been close the whole way through Cargo. It's very close now in Downfall. Blaze just hanging in there, but putting themselves in a position to win the second map as well.